Thanks, Ian. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Nets postgame show with Frank Isola and Rebecca Lobo. I'm Nancy Newman. The Nets used a few big runs to take an early lead. They extended that lead in the third quarter and played a stress-free fourth to earn the comfortable win over the Wizards. Everybody contributing, a great team win.
Yeah, and I thought they showed incredible energy from the jump of this game, whether it was on the offensive end of the floor or the defensive end of the floor. They seemed to be communicating better defensively and offensively, sharing the basketball. Really worked well with one another, and it started with Kevin Durant. He was very good, in particular, in that first half, sharing the ball.
And, you know, we saw something from Kevin Durant tonight besides a great play. He was smiling a lot during the game when he was on the bench. By the way, this game was 58-57, and I'm bad at math, but the Nets ended this game on a 70-29 run. How many times you see a game like that? 70-29 over the final 25 minutes of that game.
And there were many reasons for the great play. We're going to focus first on the ball movement, guys. It was crisp.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to move the basketball, and it starts with Kevin Durant. You know, especially there were times where he was getting doubles. Here, this is from the first half, and then pass, extra pass, getting it inside to Nick Claxton. I mean, when you're playing basketball, you just want to be involved, and you don't have to be the guy taking the shot. You want to touch the basketball. And when they're sharing the ball like they do here, three guys touch it, another pass made. I mean, Frank, this is just beautiful ball movement.
And here, Kevin Durant draws the foul as he makes the shot. And, Rebecca, the thing is, we were talking before the game, who's going to be the second scorer? Well, it seems like the Nets decided, let's let everybody be the second scorer, which speaks to the ball movement that they had tonight.
Yeah, they had 7 guys in double figures, and for the first game of the season, they were able to shoot above 40% from the three-point line. They shot 50% from outside, and that comes with ball movement. You shift the defense. You get your shooters an extra second to get their look off. Look at that. Joe Harris could have easily taken that pass, extra pass. Beautiful basketball.
And what does it mean also when you have your best player being a willing passer? Kevin Durant's going to go down as one of the greatest scorers in the history of the sport, yet he's the guy that's initiating a lot of the offense by passing the ball.
And one of the things you see as well is there was a much cleaner lane. Nick Claxton able to catch and dunk because there's not a lot of feet in there. Having shooters on the floor pulls the defense away as well, so that gives those the extra space in the lane.
Checking out tonight's final stats, the Nets shoot better than 50% from the field while scoring a season-high 128 points. Our key to the game is how good they were distributing the ball. They finished with a season-high 32 assists and had only 7 turnovers. So they executed all facets of the game at a very high efficiency.
And let's remember, you know, on the pregame, we talked about what this week has been like for the Brooklyn Nets, and you didn't know what was going to happen tonight. Clearly, Kevin Durant was down, but he didn't let that affect his play. And he was the one that came out moving the ball, and they were defending. I think you're right. The energy was just different tonight. And you know what it is, too? A lot of guys who hadn't played, like Cam Thomas, guys are thinking this could be my opportunity. Guys are coming out there tonight. Everyone that played tonight played hard.
I think that's a big piece of it, is those guys are hungry. Edmond Sumner gets a chance to start. He wants to prove that he belongs out there and is going to play with all the energy that he has. Cam Thomas, another one. David Duke Jr., when he came in the first half, he was shot out of a cannon. He was terrific. So they brought a different level of intensity for some of these guys. They've been waiting game after game to get this opportunity, and they capitalized.
And they know for at least the next 5 games, no Kyrie Irving. So that opens up the opportunity.
And I also think, too, you know, Kyrie Irving's a tremendous one-on-one player. Same thing with Kevin Durant. But I think you'd have to admit, when you watch this kind of brand of basketball, guys moving the ball, it's very entertaining to watch. Hopefully it'll be somewhat eye-opening for Kyrie Irving if he comes back.
It's entertaining for us to watch, and as you pointed out with Kevin Durant, and it was his teammates, too, they were enjoying themselves. And you always enjoy yourself a little bit more when you're winning, especially in this fashion. But when you're playing the way that they played, when you're involved, again, it doesn't have to be shooting. It can be setting a screen. It can be making a pass. It can be, you know, initiating the offense. You feel involved, and there's just more to like about a game like that.
And let's give a lot of credit here to Jacques Vaughn, because he's the coach, not knowing who's going to be available. Kyrie Irving gets suspended. You don't know about Ben Simmons. You don't have Seth Curry. He's the one trying to make all this work. You know, he's the interim coach. He's probably thinking, you know, I wouldn't mind keeping this job long term. And to get his team prepared for tonight with everything that went on says a lot about him. But it's not only preparing. Look at the way they played. They played hard. They moved the ball.
And the rotations were completely different.
That's right.
The rotations were completely different, and he trusted these guys, and they said, all right, and they made him look good.
This was the first leg of a road back-to-back. The Nets are in Charlotte tomorrow, so it's probably notable that Kevin Durant was limited to 33 minutes in this blowout win, and it was an all-around terrific game for the easy money sniper. So obviously, that's where we're going next.
Well, and, you know, we're watching this game, and Rebecca and our producer, Mike Medved, were wondering, when is Kevin Durant going to come out? And I think they were able to get him a rest. I think Jock Vaughn's saying, the last thing I want to do is blow a big lead. But Kevin Durant, but let's remember, he's from Prince George's County, right around the block from Washington, D.C. It still means a lot for him to come home and play well. Even though he was down, obviously, this morning at shoot-around, it did not impact his play. Got it done on both ends of the court. The scoring, Rebecca, we always know that he has that. But for me, it's his ability. That's just a terrific move. It was his willingness to pass, find the open guy. For me, that was the difference.
Yeah, more his willingness than his ability, because he always has the ability. And we were wondering, are they going to take him out? They're going to let him try to get that triple-double. He ended up 1 rebound shy of a triple-double, but absolutely just came out and was showed some leadership in the way he played in this game.
And we talked about it on the pregame that if KD shows the energy and the effort, the others will follow, and he did.
Yeah.
100%. And I think, again, the player, you know, everyone talks about leadership, and you would know this. You know, there are people that talk a lot in the locker room, but it's really about doing it on the court. And I think for Kevin Durant, that's the way that he prefers to lead, doing it out on the court, playing hard, being unselfish. And tonight, you know, he led the way. Look at the numbers for Kevin Durant. 11 assists. That's one of the star players in this league. So if he's going to share the ball, everyone else is, Rebecca.
And a couple other things as well. A couple times he really worked hard to get a closeout.
Yeah.
And a kind of a defensive scramble. There was one time offensively, he sprinted like he was in the 100-yard dash just to go set a screen to get one of his teammates open. It's that kind of energy, too, that can be contagious.
Rebound shy of a triple-double.
Yep.
While the Nets were defeating the Wizards by 42 points, Kyrie Irving was home serving the first game of his suspension tonight. And one of his major endorsers, Nike, has announced that they are at least temporarily cutting ties with the embattled star guard. In a statement, Nike said, and we quote, "At Nike, we believe there is no place for hate speech and we condemn any form of anti-Semitism. To that end, we've made the decision to suspend our relationship with Kyrie Irving effective immediately and will no longer launch the Kyrie 8. We are deeply saddened and disappointed by the situation and its impact on everyone." Let's take our first time out on the postgame. Coming up, we will hear from interim coach Jock Vaughn, who gets the first win of his tenure in blowout fashion over the Wizards.